Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the Eternals because somebody has to.
Yep.
Really, nobody cares about this movie, especially after Spider-Man. Nobody cares about Marvel's Eternals movie, but the director's out there saying that she had an original vision. She's a little salty. They didn't go with her original vision, which involved destroying planet Earth at the end of the movie.
Yeah, because that works so well with all the other movies coming out that take place on Earth.
Just burn it all down.
That's right.
So you can have your artistic vision. So we're gonna talk about this. This isn't gonna be a very long video. I just thought it was funny that this is the coda, like after the embarrassment that was the Eternals, after how she shot her mouth off and wasn't able to get the Eternals through in China, okay, and after it fell flat. Now she's like, oh yeah, I'm angry because I wanted to blow up planet Earth and they wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me burn it all down.
Because, you know, they have other movies in the works and other things, other characters and other directors and other stories to tell that don't involve her.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 250,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about pop culture, talk about Disney, talk about Marvel movies, and no, The Eternals is actually the first Marvel movie we haven't gone to the theater to see. And it looked boring as hell. We had no desire to see it. It is getting dumped on Disney Plus, I guess, next month or something.
Oh, yeah. This month.
Oh, that's probably why she's out there talking now, yeah. So, read this article on the Mary Sue. And it was actually an interview.
Somebody has to read the Mary Sue.
Somebody has to. And they did an interview with her in Empire. And she said, yeah, they had the original ending. And I thought this was really interesting. Talking about, like, well, the film was a hit. $400 million worldwide. It received mixed reviews and only 47% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Still, it made for one of the more original and daring entries into the MCU. And here, Spider-Man became a hit because it gave people something they wanted. Eternals, not so much. Not so much. A new interview with Empire Magazine, Chloe Zhao discussed the film's original ending. Eternals ended with Cersei and the rest of the Eternals preventing the emergence and turning the new celestial Tiamat into marble, saving the planet. So basically, Earth was, as I understand it, an egg with a celestial inside, and it was going to break out and kill us.
Spoilers.
Spoiler!
I guess you should have said that first.
Spoiler!
Yeah, anyway.
Spoiler. But they save the planet, the good guys win, blah, blah, blah. Zhao's vision was originally something much darker. Zhao Hao said, I have never made a film where the ending is what I wrote. You find it in the edit. Editing is the third of the filmmaking process, and when you show it to people, that's when you find the ending. When you show it to your boss, Kevin Feige, and he goes, are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, I'm sure he was nicer than that. He probably said, are you out of your mind?
He left out the F-bomb. I don't think I made a single film where the opening and ending stay the same, just because the scenes are fluid, and we actually had another ending that is really bleak. Bleak! I didn't hate it because I'm used to films that are more melancholy. I don't think it went down well with audiences. She elaborated. It used to end with everybody back on the ship, minds erased and just going on to another planet, like the Twilight Zone. I remember when it goes to black, everyone was like, I don't know what to do. And also, it's the MCU and you want to be excited for what's next. Naturally, Marvel didn't likely want the film to end with Earth being destroyed. Despite the introduction of the multiverse in Loki and Spider-Man No Way Home for one, the planet's destruction is the downer of all downer endings, but also destroys all the world building we've seen.
This clearly shows you that the person they hired is not somebody who is...
Gets it?
Yes, because she's known for these films, and for what she does, she's great. But it's another case like with Star Wars. Rian Johnson doing Rian Johnson movies is good. Rian Johnson doing Star Wars? No. That's kind of like this. It's like she's used to doing what she wants to do, and for her movies it works. But for the MCU, no. Clearly. I mean, why would you think that was a way to go?
I remember when it goes to black, everyone was like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I can see them like showing that ending. This happened with, and I think I talked about it before, Little Shop of Horrors. Which I freaking love that movie.
Yes, you've mentioned this multiple times.
Squid King does too. But they had to reshoot the ending, the entire ending, because they ran, like, people loved the first like 9/10 of the movie. And then the original ending, spoiler, it was like the Broadway play and like the original movie, everybody dies. They'll get eaten by the planet.
Pretty in Pink had the ending changed too, because she ended up with Ducky originally, and people
makes more sense.
Which people got, I guess, they didn't like it, so they put her with the asshole instead.
Did they think Ducky was gay? Was that the problem?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I was very young, but
Yeah.
apparently they originally had her with Ducky, and people didn't like it for whatever reason, so they changed it.
Well, I'm sure that's somebody's ship.
At least that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Anyway.
People always ship Ducky with the asshole, so.
What is that ship called?
I forget his name, so it tells you what I don't remember Ducky.
I'm sure all these ship names are very interesting because the Ducky lends itself to Ucky, which could start with a number of different.
Oh, there you go.
Different letters. Anyway, yeah, I just imagine like showing this to Kevin Feige, and it's like
this just blows up at the end. Everything's black. Okay.
Everything's black. World's dead. Everybody's dead.
Okay, then could Doctor Strange woke up and it was all potential vision.
I hope that's what they do for Phase 4.
That's what they should have just done.
Oh, that was one of the bad. Oh my God, that would have been brilliant. Like, yeah, that was one of the bad ones. That was one of the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should just change it to that ending.
It destroys all the world building. Not to mention, it's a bitter pill to swallow considering we just watched the Avengers defeat Thanos and say, why do you have to justify it? The director of the Eternals wanted to blow up planet Earth at the end. Like, that was it. Game over. End of the MCU.
It made no sense to do so. And beyond that,
she wanted to burn down the MCU.
That's funny, though. It's after Thanos. Yeah, he just came back after being gone for 5 years, but now everybody's dead. The end.
After all that massive plot point gets undermined when a space god seed hatches and obliterates the planet. The end.
I know, right? Even the Mary Sue's kind of like, why would you do that?
Life sucks. Deal with it.
Yeah.
There is an interesting world to explore with Zhao's original ending. Maybe the reveal that the Eternals existed on a different Earth. I'm curious to see. No, you're trying to give her too much credit. She wanted to end the fucking MCU. And they said no. No, you may not kill everybody.
I just can't think why someone would think that was like, why you think that was even acceptable as a potential idea. It's like, we know we have a whole Phase 4 and Phase 5 planned. Everybody's waiting for the X-Men. Everybody's waiting for, Fantastic Four. And they have all this stuff planned, all these other shows coming up and everything else is taking place around it. But no, I'm me. I'm just going to end it and blow everything up.
This is interesting, though. This is coming from the Mary Sue. I'm curious to see how and if the Eternals will be integrated into the rest of the MCU.
Told you. You could just say that it was,
a one-off, a possible.
I was going to say possible future.
Yeah.
If Doctor Strange say, oh, that was a bad dream. I shouldn't have eaten that chili before bed. So.
The film made money, but was not the runaway success like No Way Home. And tonally, Eternals feels like a wholly different universe.
Yes, that was the biggest
from
complaint.
Other movies.
Yes.
So far, there are no plans for a sequel. I can't imagine why.
Look at his face right there.
That was his face when she showed him the original ending.
That was my face when I saw the Bollywood number in the trailer. I was like, what?
And Kevin Feige's like, and where's the mid credit scene there, Chloe? Oh, there isn't one because everybody's dead.
This is like when Rian Johnson went to The Last Jedi and took all the plot points in the first one. Just, hey, we're gonna tie them all off. But what about the third movie? I don't care. I'm done now. Everybody can be a Jedi. The end. Kiss my ass. Here I go. And he tell me how great I am. Man, baby, tears. You're bringing up actual real world problems. Why it doesn't work. You're a man, baby. I'm drinking your tears.
Oh my God. I can just imagine that. Like, here's the original ending. And it's like I find it in the edit when I bounce ideas off of people. Yeah, like I said, when your boss, when the studio head says that's a dumb idea.
Well, but
hell no.
But my question is, how did it get clear to the end, the original ending and being recorded before anybody stopped it? That was what I wondered. I'm like, wait, are there supposed to be people ever
Well, no, I
this?
think it was probably the script, or she like plotted it out and said, okay, then we fade to black.
No, she said that she tested it with audiences. Or she tested it with people. Would have been, the people like, Feige and such. But so she got to that point and had a cut of it that they could see. How did it get that far? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. It said, yeah, I remember when it goes to black, everyone was like, I don't know what to do.
Exactly. So how did it get that far?
I don't know. Do they have as much oversight over the MCU does Kevin Feige have as much oversight over the MCU as Kathleen Kennedy does over?
Well, he's up until now. He seemed to have had it pretty much in hand. But I mean, how did it get that far?
It never should have even been discussed.
It never should have gone past the writing phase. They were doing that.
It should have been like, okay, how does this? Basically, every MCU movie is a commercial for another MCU.
Yeah, how does it tie in? That would have been the first thing. Okay, give me your pitch. How does it tie in? Okay.
I've subverted your expectations. I have burned down the MCU in a movie that nobody gave a shit about and you didn't even see it coming. This is the definitive end of the MCU.
It's Chloe Johnson.
Chloe Johnson. Oh my God. Yeah. And then there was rumors that she was supposed to be brought on board for Star Wars and they kicked her out, whatever. Again, some people good at making their own stuff, not good at,
Could you imagine that Star Wars movie? Okay. And it's a prequel. It's a prequel. And it all blows up. But what about all the other movies that came later? That's the end. What do you mean? You mean there's movies that matter besides my own?
Plot twist. It's all over.
Well, I mean, it's metaphorically, it all kind of blew up after Eternals anyway. So,
You know what? That probably would have...
A mercy killing?
Yeah, and then just get the remaining refugees from the MCU and, like, kick them over to one of the Spider-Man universes or something.
Yeah, send them over to Sony or something.
Give them to Sony. Let Sony... Because Sony clearly knows what it's doing. I mean, Eternals is even more embarrassing because they kept trying to blame the pandemic and trying to blame all the shit on the lack of interest.
And back then it wasn't like the numbers weren't like they are now and everything else. People were going out to theaters again, and they pushed Morbius back.
Yeah, they pushed it back. April?
April 1st, which I think is really weird. Okay, because they're worried about the box office, but the box office was packed with Spider-Man.
They should have put Eternals out on April 1st and kept the original ending.
Oh my God, they should re-release it.
They should. The April Fool's cut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You should do that. There you go.
Big, giant celestial eats everybody. The planet's destroyed. If
they did that, they'd probably get more viewers than they had the first time.
It would.
If they would say it was the April Fool's cut, and it was like the cut that she wasn't allowed to put because they destroy everything, people would go.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, this is why some of these independent filmmakers are not good for franchise films.
Mm-hmm. They might be really good at what they do, and I'm not saying they're not. I'm sure she's great at like her other
Horse
things.
Movies, or
I'm sure her other stuff she does, she's really good at. Same with Rian Johnson. Not all of his movies are bad. He might be an insufferable dickhead, and he ruined Star Wars. But not all his movies are shit. You know what I mean? If he's doing his own thing, he's not too terrible. But when you put these people into something that has to fit in with other things and it has to play well with others, it doesn't work. You can't subvert expectations when you have a franchise that has plans to go past your film.
Oh my God!
You have to work with others.
We gotta wrap this up.
Yes.
Actually, I would love to have seen that movie.
Well,
it's like,
there you go.
said that.
There you go, Disney. Release it. You want to go against Sony? Release the Eternals April Fool's cut.
The Zhao April Fool's cut.
At the same time as Morbius and see what happens.
See what happens. Go ahead.
It's still going to get its ass kicked, but so more people might go see it because they want to see the original ending.
Release the Zhao cut. All right.
Release the Zhao cut.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.